Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Empire Fit Talk. The next question is from Adioso Sukocho. Damn, I'm just gonna call you Adi. All right. So the question is, pertanyaannya, post-COVID recovery training. All right. So what's post-COVID recovery training? Now I assume the question here is once you have COVID and then you train after, once you recover from COVID, not from the whole pandemic, right? So yeah, Gavi, you got something to say on this?
I mean, after post-COVID symptoms, people actually have different, like, how they feel during when they get the virus is very different. So sometimes people feel like they get affected super hard, and some are actually not. I've got some clients that have recovered and took it really, it was harder for them to recover, and some of them didn't really have that much symptoms. So it's quite different. So the one client, we can just go back to, we went to the baseline again. Like, easy starting point. We never kaya gave her heavier weights again. So we start from the baseline and tested again her push-ups, her squats, her deadlifts. But then there are other people that still had breathing problems. So it's more so, it really depends on how you feel after. If just make sure that you're not overdoing it, like you want to get so much improvement after COVID that you're trying to fast track your progress, because you're still tired and then you're pushing yourself in training. It's just harder for your body to adapt again because it's just recovering from the virus itself.
Yeah.
So just go easy.
So obviously, what Coach Gavi said, different people have different kind of like reaction to it, right? So if you're, say, like the worst that you've got out of COVID is a fever, and have no issue or no complication on your respiratory system, then you could go to kind of like, post-COVID regimen when you start feeling better, right? Well, obviously you gotta ease into it still, but you won't have any issue breathing or recovering, catching your breath. Now, if you are affected as far as your respiratory system is being affected, obviously you don't want to jump into a cardio style of exercise right away, right? Just take it easy. Do a couple of tests. The very basic one is how long can you hold your breath, right? So if you are gasping, literally 3 sets of 1 minute holding your breath, and then you're gasping for air just from that, then you really need to tone it down on the cardio aspect. Just go on a walk, use that as your part of your shake up, right? And then after that, if you want to do a little bit of squat or some sort of strength training, weight training that is avoiding basically like a running or cycling or anything like that. And then after walking, then you ease into the jump rope or easing into the biking, right? So I think what you have to understand or what you have to see is that how affected you are in your respiratory system. Now, the respiratory system have a big role, obviously, in training because they help you recover, right? If you have a higher VO2 max, you can intake more oxygen and you're going to be able to recover a lot faster. So if your recovery time usually is, say, a minute to get ready to go on another lift or to get ready to do anything. And then once you start going into after COVID, you find that it's longer for you to recover, then obviously you have to tone down the level of exercise that you got to do. All right. So really, really be careful with that. Okay. If it's the problem here, I think people want to go back too soon, right? So that could have a lot more complication because if your respiratory system is damaged, it takes more than just doing an aerobic exercise to get back into it. Okay. So you just have to look. Okay. if it's really really bad, then you gotta do a what we call a breath test. So basically, you have to blow into this tube. There's this tube. I did it back in the Marines. We do it once a year, a breath test to see our lung capacity. So this tube, and then they'll tell you to blow for, I don't know how many seconds, or for as long as you can. And then you just go, and then basically there's this like chart that you have to hit. So if and you have to maintain. So if you can maintain that, and then like as for a certain second, then you know you are at 90% or 95% capacity or 100% capacity. So there's that, and I would, for those of you out there, ini buat semua ya yang pernah kena COVID. If you kalau mau benar-benar cek, get a breath test. I don't know, gue nggak tahu kalau di Indonesia ada sih. Pasti ada di salah satu rumah sakit. Tapi ini yang tes yang gue sering lakukan setahun sekali di Marinir, ya itu pakai tube, you blow into the tube, nanti di situ kelihatan lung capacity-nya. Yeah. Nah kalau ya that's I think the number one yang mesti dilihat itu ya your lung capacity, karena COVID is obviously that's what it attacked, right?